fans of this sport are built differently. They demand excellence and expect nothing less. Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond is a show dedicated to the fans. Your new home for Big Ten Wrestling is here, and it starts now.
You know what that music means. Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond is back. Rick Pizzo, Shane Sparks, Season 3. And Shane, I want to remind you, Ted Lasso, one of the most successful programs in recent television history, only lasted 3 seasons. So I think we better be on our P's and Q's.
Well, it's Season 3 as in 3-point takedown. 3 is the magic number this college wrestling season. I got to be honest, Rick, I didn't love it at first, but I like it. It's been a great season so far in the nation's premier wrestling conference, the Big Ten. Let's go.
Your number is 3. I give you the number 1 because that's where Penn State has been year in, year out, and some things do not change. You look at the weekend headlines, Penn State maybe stronger than ever. 2 easy victories, 1 over Michigan, 27-9. They backed that up, shutting out Michigan State 35-0. They have 8 wrestlers currently in the top 10, 7 in the top 5. Cael Sanderson and the Nittany Lions, the rich just keep getting richer.
Nebraska and Ohio State both winning a pair of Big Ten duels, with Nebraska against Minnesota. What a big win for Harley Andrews at heavyweight. And then Ohio State wins against Maryland and wins against Wisconsin. All kinds of bonus points for the Buckeyes. Bouzakis, Mendez, D'Amelio, and the heavyweight Feldman, all with a pair of bonus point victories over the weekend. Good wins for the Cornhuskers and the Buckeyes.
That Friday night Cornhusker win was a battle against Minnesota. You want to talk about battles? I give you Big Match Matt. Matt Ramos wrestles as well as anybody when all the chips are in the middle, taking down Drake Ayala this past weekend. Ramos has now beaten a number 1 wrestler 3 times in the last calendar year, of course, highlighted by that win over Spencer Lee at the 2023 NCAA Championships. A guy to watch out for at the lightest of all weights.
How about the Gopher, Michael Blockus, an All-American a year ago at 149. He's up to 157. What a week for Blockus. Goes into Iowa City, hands second-ranked Jared Franick his first loss of the season. Follows that up on Friday night by beating third-ranked Peyton Robb of Nebraska. Have yourself a week, Michael Blockus.
I got to tell you, at 157 in that singlet, the way that Blockus is absolutely jacked, does he remind you a little bit of Ryan Deacon at a similar size, a similar weight, but just looks so much bigger? He certainly hopes that his career ends the way that Deacon ended.
I've been really impressed with Blockus because, Rick, this guy was not going to come back. He was doing some MMA stuff, won a professional fight, and now he's wrestling really well for Minnesota.
We will get into some individual storylines and guys who stood out this past weekend, including Blockus, more in just a bit. But we start on the team side, and Shane, I mentioned it. The points that Penn State put up this weekend, 62 points against a really good Michigan team and then shutting out Michigan State. You just look to find a weakness in this lineup, and there is none to be found.
When you talk about Penn State, you think about those 4 number 1s. Of course, 2 guys going for their 4th individual national championship in Carter Stracci and Aaron Brooks. Mitchell Messenbrink comes from Cal Baptist at 165. This guy scores a ton of points. He is Showtime. And then Penn State at 125 pounds. That's a weight class they've struggled with, according to their, at least in comparison to their standards. And this Braden Davis has been really good. They were phenomenal in that win against Michigan. And then against Michigan State, Levi Haynes at 157, a wild win over Chase Del Dante. The Nittany Lions, 3-0 in the Big Ten, 2 shutouts. They are stacked.
Shane, it's not just the talent that blows me away, it's the consistency. Because everybody is immune, it seems, from having a bad night. They never really do that. You don't have a guy that goes out there, even against top 20 competition, and fails to wrestle his very best. It's obviously something that goes into the training, the coaching, and the recruiting, because Cael Sanderson is getting exactly the kind of guys, not just the talent, but the kind of guys he wants in his program.
They have a culture, and they have a lot of success, and you're right, they always find ways to figure it out. Levi Haynes, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, the Big Ten champion and national finalist. At this time last year, he was ranked like mid-teens, but he finds a way to improve. Levi Haynes was great. He's just one example. We see this year in, year out with Penn State.
As for Michigan, the Friday night victim of Penn State, it wasn't as if the Wolverines had a bad weekend. You just run into a buzzsaw. And we'll chat with Dylan Ragusin in a bit, who had a fantastic weekend for the Wolverines. But there are a lot of new faces joining some serious veteran leadership on this team. What are we to make of Michigan's new lineup as a whole?
Well, Michigan added a lot of new faces. They got some staples, but they added 3 All-Americans from Northwestern. They added a Big Ten champion in Austin Gomez from Wisconsin at 149, and they added a national champion in Shane Griffith from Stanford. He won the title in 2021. This is a very, very good team. Michigan's going to be 5 to 7 teams that are going to be fighting for a trophy. They got a really strong program there under Sean Bourmet in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, haven't really seen Gomez yet in that lineup. Ragusin coming off the red shirt. But certainly this is a team with some championship pedigree in the Big Tens in recent years that you have to look out for. We don't think anybody right now is going to catch up with Penn State, but Michigan certainly in that next group. And in that next group, along with Iowa, there has been a lot of turnover, obviously, a lot of different weights the last couple of years for Tom Brands, but there are some familiar faces back, and there is an expectation every single year in Iowa City. What have you seen so far from this team?
You just nailed it. The standard is the standard in Iowa City, and it never changes. They get Drake Ayala back off a red shirt. They got 2 big-time transfers from North Dakota State and Jared Franick at 157 and Michael Caliendo at 165. They've been fantastic. Another guy that I got a ton of respect for, Zach Glazier at 197. He's a 5th-year guy. He has been behind 5-time All-American Jacob Warner, but he has stayed the course. He keeps working. He's getting his opportunity. On 4 occasions this year, Rick, he has iced a dual meet for Iowa Hawkeyes, and he's undefeated. Zach Glazier at 197, one of the best stories, I think, up to this point in the Big Ten.
He just keeps winning, and for my money, watch Caliendo throughout the course of the year. I love the style that he wrestles at. I don't think he's getting enough love, and I think he has big-time upside for Tom Brands and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Let's get into now the individual storylines, and you already touched on the weekend that Michael Block has had, the decision that he made to come back to Minnesota, and you could see how much the weekend meant, not just in watching Blockus, but watching head coach Brandon Eggum and watching him see Blockus do what he did this past weekend.
He's one of the leaders on this team. Minnesota's got some really good young talent. He's a great example. He's gritty. He's tough. Michael Blockus finds a way. He's been doing this for a long time, and he had a couple of really big wins. I think he's wrestling more free, opening things up a little bit. This is his last hurrah. This is his swan song, and he wants to end not only on the podium, but as a national champion. And you better take this guy serious because he's having one heck of a start to this season.
And we may be a little biased because he's a previous guest on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond, and we always love all those guys. Maybe a future guest will be Penn State's Mitchell Messenbrink. Had a terrific weekend. He shows a lot of personality, shows a lot of flash, both on and off the mat.
He scores points. It's that Penn State mentality. Go out, let it fly, have fun, be grateful, and just wrestle. He's a bonus points machine, and that performance that he had on Friday night against Calamine, an All-American, it was impressive. He forced 4 stall calls on Demeen. It was impressive.
And then you listen to him in the post-match interview talking about what wearing that singlet means.
I mean, I'm really grateful for the opportunity. Like, I pull up my shirt and put on the singlet straps, and I look down, I'm like, dude, I'm wrestling for Penn State. And this is something that I've always wanted to do, and it's just a blast. And I love being here with my coaches and my teammates, and I just really appreciate everybody. And yeah, so it's just being grateful for the opportunity to be able to do it. And then the biggest thing is have fun, because why would you do it if you didn't have fun?
I love it. You can hear Shane laughing because you're on that call doing that interview with Mitchell Messenbrink. And now to Dylan Ragusin, who will be our interview subject coming up in just a few minutes. But what a weekend, an overtime win over Aaron Nagao. He backs it up then in the second duel of the weekend. This is a guy at 133 who has legitimate national championship potential.
He's a different guy. 3-time national qualifier. He's been a round of 12 guy, Rick. He lost in the blood round. Losing in the blood round, that will change you. The original plan was to redshirt. They pull his redshirt last week. He's 18-0, undefeated. A lot of offense, a lot of confidence. He's got the talent. He's been able to put it all together this season.
Nagao and Shawver going down at the hands of Dylan Ragusin this weekend, and 133 is loaded. We'll get into that in a little bit, but he is part of that loaded category at one of the best weight classes in the entire country. Time for our first break here on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. As we've promised, we'll take you to Ann Arbor, and we will check in with Dylan Ragusin. Tough Wrestling, everybody's favorite segment, is back thanks to Shane, and we will look ahead to the weekend upcoming on the mat inside the Big Ten. Welcome back to Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. Rick Pizzo, Shane Sparks, thrilled to be joined by Dylan Ragusin, Michigan's 133-pounder. Shane, I think Dylan's in your weight class, though. I wouldn't suggest that you mess with this guy.
I don't want any part of Dylan Ragusin. He's wrestling with a ton of confidence and scoring a lot of points. I don't want any part of him.
All right, well, Dylan, you're certainly feeling confident after what you did this past weekend. Couple of wins, and the first on Friday night comes against a top 5 guy in your weight class, Aaron Nagao. But we don't see a lot of matches that go to extra time finish the way that yours finished, because you finish it off with a fall. Take us through those final couple of moments, the strategy, the execution, and how you eventually ended that match.
Yeah, it was a crazy match. First period started off kind of wild. We both went out and got a takedown, and then we both got a little more sticky in the situations, and over time didn't really know what to do. I shouldn't have given up my leg like that, but just had to wrestle through the position, and I was kind of looking for that neutral danger, and then he really didn't kick out of it, so ref called the fall, and Chrysler Center blew up. It was awesome. It was a cool experience.
How often, if ever, can you remember in your wrestling career, which goes way back, very successful in high school, to actually finishing off a really good guy in either sudden victory or extra time?
Yeah, usually you see, like a crazy scramble or something like that, but, when these neutral dangers and positions, you kind of have an emphasis to hold people in that position a little longer, and it was kind of just the position we ended up in, and I was kind of looking for the takedown, and, you got a guy on his back, you got to hold him there, go for the big 6 points for the team.
Dylan, in this sport, you have to be ready. What's never coming down the path. The original plan was for you to redshirt this season. They pull your red shirt last week. How does that change things for you?
The goal isn't for it to change that much. My training regimen or anything didn't change at all. I was still training super hard, and but there's a mindset flip when you go into that lineup and you're in front of your home crowd fans and you're repping the Mason Blue, and there's a different mindset flip. So. The goal is always just go out there and score points. Nothing changes. It's still a wrestling match. And, I'm just grateful to be in Ann Arbor, repping the Block M on my chest, and there's really nothing better.
Watching you win the Midlands title, you wrestled with the Stevan Micic, your former teammate, with his Serbian singlet. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, Stevan's a really good friend of mine. I was coming in, and he was kind of on his way out for the Michigan. And I was helping him train for the 2024 Olympic Games, or 2020 Olympic Games, my bad. And, and to say thanks for, I was always coming in with him. He gave me some Serbian singlets, and, I asked the coaches if it'd be cool if I, wore it at the MSU Open and Cleveland State Open and Midlands. It kind of took off, and, it's awesome because Stevan's a good friend of mine. He's a world champion, elite wrestler, and, to support him the way he supports me is awesome, and it's just a blessing that I can rep him and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you can get away with it because it's not quite Michigan blue, but it's blue. So you're safe to wear that singlet as well. Let's talk about 133, not just in the Big Ten, where you have 5 of the top 15 wrestlers in the nation, but then you also look at Crookham, Aruja, Dayton Fix, and Oklahoma State. You have so many guys at this weight class. What's it like wrestling week in and week out against some of the nation's best, and then against guys outside the Big Ten when you get into the NCAAs?
Yeah, 133 is always really deep, and it's always one of the toughest weights in the country, no matter how you look at it. And I look at it this year as a blessing that I get to wrestle some of the top guys. And at the end of the day, it's just a wrestling match. And you got to go out there, you got to score points, you got to keep guys off your legs, and you just got to wrestle tough. And I think it's important that I think a big thing in the sport is changing, where people try to focus on technique, but there's nothing like tough wrestling, and there's no substitute for it. So, my goal out there every time is just wrestle tough, stay smart in certain positions, get to my attacks, and, not really focus on the scoreboard too much, because I think that's when you try to change the game plan a little bit. But,
hey, there's nobody that knows tough wrestling, Dylan. Sorry to interrupt you, but more than Shane. I mean, we named a segment on the show, Tough Wrestling, that Shane hosts. And Dylan Ragusin might be on that segment. Dylan, one more question for you. Looking at the Michigan roster, familiar faces, yourself, All-Americans Will Lewan and Cam Amin, but you guys have a lot of new faces. The 3 All-Americans coming from Northwestern, Shane Griffith from Stanford, a national champion, and Big Ten champion Austin Gomez. What's it been like to have those guys? What have you taken away from watching those guys and the way they go about their business?
Oh, it's absolutely awesome. You know, it's a change of pace, so you get to see it and take a little bit of everyone's training styles, and you know, they're just a group of good dudes, and you know, I think they really brought our team morale up this year, and you know, having new guys in can sometimes be tough, but you know, we welcome them with open arms, and we're so lucky to have them, and it's going to be a great year, and it's, you know, we're only halfway through the year. Big Ten season's just starting, and you know, we're going to have a great year, and that's really all I can say. They're a bunch of good dudes, and I can't say enough nice things about them.
Certainly off to a great start, having a great year already. Dylan Ragusin, after a terrific weekend, appreciate you being with us here on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. Wish you and the Wolverines best of luck moving forward throughout the course of the rest of the season.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me. Go Blue.
Thanks, Dylan.
I mean, he is a professional. He knew the television segue about tough wrestling. He knows everything that Shane Sparks wants to bring. We have so much more coming up. We preview this coming weekend as well as we roll on here on Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond.
Tough wrestling. You better be tough. I love this segment. It fires me up. I'm in a full ladder right now. Heart's beating. I love it. You never, ever give away those cheap points. Wrestle tough. Stay on top. This does fire me up. Tough wrestling. It's been 10 months. Let's get right to it. We begin in Iowa City at 133 pounds. Colin Schriever for the Hawkeyes. Not a good start. You see Dustin Norris. He's got the three-point takedown and over a minute of riding time. Good return there by Dustin Norris. The Boilermaker in control with 1:11 left in the first. First things first here for Colin Schriever. You got to get away. Does a good job. Gets to his feet. Peels the fingers. What I like here is he doesn't hang around. You don't have to hang around. You got to get to your offense. And that's exactly what Schriever does right here. Inside of a minute. The three-point takedown, now he's in control of this match, and right here in that first period, he gets that takedown, and he gets that ride out. That is really tough wrestling from Colin Schriever. Here it is, building on his lead in the second period. What does he do again? He finishes the period on top. These are the things you gotta do in tough wrestling. These are non-negotiables. Colin Schriever now, third period, 17-7, final 10 seconds. He just doesn't stop. Run through the finish line, gets another takedown. He's got riding time near a minute. That was tough wrestling from the Hawkeye. Very impressed with Colin Schriever. How about Dylan Ragusin? What a week for the Wolverine. This is a Midlands final against Dylan Schauber. Schauber again, he gets the first takedown. Ragusin, that urgency, gets an escape. Halfway through the second period, gets to an over-under position, taking territory. That is your mat. Get to where you want to go. You move that guy around. He gets 2 stall calls and gets a point. 3-3 early third period. Love to close strong. Love to open period strong. Dylan Ragusin, final 10 seconds. Good defense. Anticipates the roll. He's going to get the finish. Dylan Ragusin now 18-0 for the Wolverines. Dylan Ragusin, that is some tough wrestling. Good win there for the Wolverine. Ragusin, a veteran. How about this young guy, Braden Davis, wrestling All-American Michael DiAugustino. He understands his path to victory. Scoreless first period. He's riding. You see the riding time over 40 seconds. Second period, gonna stay with him. Stays clingy, stays committed, stays tough, continues to grind. Every single second matters here. You're gonna see why in a second. Final 25 seconds, second period. There's that escape coming for Michael DiAugustino. Nice work there by the Wolverine to take the lead, but every single second's gonna matter. Here we are, third period. Look at the riding time. Trying to keep it above 1 minute. Braden Davis looking for that escape, and he is going to get it at 1 minute exactly, and that is going to be a point at the end of this match. Final flurry there from Michael DiAugustino, but Braden Davis, he is the only ranked undefeated 125-pounder in the country. The Nittany Lions have something. I love the grit and I love the toughness of this young Nittany Lion, Braden Davis. But how about Matt Ramos, as Rick Pizzo called him, and I love it. Big match, Matt. This guy goes into Carver Hawkeye Arena, and he's wrestling #1 ranked Drake Ayala. This was the match. Second period, he gets an escape. Inside 20 seconds. You gotta win those final 20 seconds. That is the red zone in college wrestling. And again, finishes that period on top. He's up 4-0, in control. Third period too, it's not over. You know Ayala's gonna come hard. The Hawkeye always does. He is no breaks, Jake. Good single leg right here. Center of the mat, he's in great position. Look at that, treetop single. Ramos, though, just continues to wrestle, scrambles, does not concede the position, and that was huge for him. Now they drift off to the edge. Ayala, not a whole lot of room to work with. We're down to 50 seconds in the third period. This is the match. The elusive Matt Ramos showing that flexibility. Does not give up the takedown. Final seconds here from Ayala. Matt Ramos wins it 4-1. He will be the new 125-pound #1 ranked wrestler in the country. This right here, Rick, tough wrestling. And that's what it takes. That is what is required when you're going to be the best guys in the country.
I tell you, though, the toughest of the tough, they don't just look back on what they've accomplished already. They look ahead to what is next. And we're going to do exactly that when we come back. A weekend preview, what you need to be watching this coming weekend on the mats inside the Big Ten. Look ahead to this weekend in the Big Ten. Michigan, Ohio State, Iowa, Illinois, both those duels on Friday. Sunday, Penn State, #1 in the nation, travels to College Park. Wisconsin at home against Nebraska. We can only hope this coming weekend as good as this past weekend. Pat Mineo, I'm with you. We had 3 duels Friday night here on the Big Ten Network featuring 4 of the nation's top 10, including the top 2 teams in the country, and it was oh so good. Few minutes left with Shane Sparks as we do look ahead to this coming weekend, and one of the first matches you're focused on, the heavyweight showdown between Ohio State and Michigan. Look at the size of these dudes.
These two guys have not missed many times in the weight room. Looking forward to this matchup. The young Nick Feldman, he's got 12 tech bowls this season. Lucas Davis, and he's the savvy top 5 ranked heavyweight. Should be a lot of fun.
Illinois and Iowa at 174, Ed Ruth, Patrick Kennedy.
Ruth only has the 1 loss. Now the 2-time Midlands champion, Patrick Kennedy, up to 174 this season. Big Ten finalist a year ago at 165. You know he's going to compete.
And let's go to 184 for Nebraska and Wisconsin.
Lenny Pinto comes out firing, so exciting. But Shane Legal of Wisconsin, he has won 12 straight. He's wrestling with confidence.
And you can see that duel right here on the Big Ten Network Sunday at 2 o'clock Eastern. Partner, I think we're off to a pretty good start. Thanks for being with us on the season debut edition of Big Ten Wrestling and Beyond. May all your wrestling be as tough as Shane's segment.